Hey, welcome back. I'm Jared Danford. Today we're going to talk about how people lose posture in their backswing or standing up, whatever term you want to use. We're going to talk about what causes it, how to fix it, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, go ahead and post a question down below, and we're going to get going on how you can fix that loss of posture during your backswing. So most commonly, we struggle with really losing posture during our downswing, okay? But that's because a lot of people tend to lose their posture in their backswing, all right? So loss of posture, in case you don't know, is basically standing up. Pretty simple, okay? What I come across a lot is because people have played sports, or a lot of people have played sports most of their life, so they're used to playing on their toes. So what I see a lot of when people lose posture is as they start to swing the club back, they start to shift their weight towards their toes, their hips slide forward, and then they tend to stand up. So one of the big reasons why people lose posture in their backswing is because they're shifting their weight to the toes rather than shifting it properly. All right, if we want to shift our weight properly during our backswing, what should happen is the weight should go into your right heel, okay, as you turn your hips. So a lot of those people who play on their toes, they tend to not turn their hips, and their hips just kind of stay forward, and they try to get this big thoracic turn, which is pretty brutal, pretty hard when you don't actually turn your hips. Okay, so the first thing that you can do to help you stay in your posture is make sure you shift into that right heel, make sure you feel like that belt buckle is helping you turn to the top of your backswing. The second thing that causes us to lose our posture, not only with our hips sliding forward, but you'll see what it does to your shoulders. It causes your shoulders to start to swing flat, okay? When the shoulders swing flat, automatically your body's going to lift up, you're gonna lose your posture, okay? So these two things need to go hand in hand. Weight needs to go into the right heel, and you need to feel like your shoulders turn, but also tilt underneath, okay? It almost feels like it's gonna match your belt line at the bottom. So if our hips are going forward, you can see how everything shifts together. So those are two really big reasons why we lose our posture in our backswing, and then it's very hard to recover in the downswing unless you kind of dive after it. And if you dive after it, most of the time you swing over the top or you hit things fat. All right, so go ahead and stay tuned. I'm going to give you a quick little tip on how to help you stay in your posture with a little tool. All right, so I just got a little alignment rod on the ground. This is just going to help you feel where your weight should be, kind of give you a sensation of to know, oh, well, my weight's going to my toes, am I turning my hips, that kind of idea. All right, so you can hit balls this way. I think they sell little like blow-up floaties and things like that that you can stand on. But all you're gonna do is you're just going to stand on top of that dowel. All right, you can use a broken shaft. You can probably use an old club or whatever you have sitting around that just kind of helps you feel what's going on with your feet. And so when you set up, all right, feel like it's just right over your arches. And then as you swing back, you should feel it go behind the dowel, all right? That'll help you stay in your posture, right? Weight going into our right hip here, okay? And make sure that we're still turning under, we're not going flat. If you go flat, it's gonna be very hard to keep that weight back there. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel like you're gonna fall over, okay? So feel that weight go into that right heel, okay? And then when you come down, just feel like it stays centered over your arches again, and then at impact, if you're looking to post up a little bit better, just feel like it gets into the toe, and the toe pushes off the ground, so you're going to feel more weight into the toe. All right, but that's a different video that we covered last week. All right, so I hope those little tips kind of help you. Just pay attention to what your hips are doing, how your hips are turning after swaying forward and back, where your weight is in your toes, and just use this little dowel. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll give you some more tips coming up.